Hi, Stephen here from INEXTERIORS Painters and Decorators, and you're watching INEXTERIORS TV. In this video, I'm going to show you why you should use knotting solution. If you would like to purchase some of the tools or similar tools or materials that are used for this little project, please feel free to check out the links in the description below. And also, if you're planning on doing any other decorating work, please feel free to check out my tool store. The links are also in the description below. So with that said, let's do this! The tools and materials for this little project is some knotting solution, 2-part filler, 80 grit sandpaper worn down and neat, a filling knife, cork board, some Zinsser B.I.N, a dust brush, oil based undercoat and gloss, an 1.5" paintbrush, a 15mm Sash brush, a paint kettle and a 6-in-1 multi-tool scraper. Now, on this door, what we've got is the wax seeping through the knots, and I've seen this loads of times and it gets a bit more severe, and I've seen this quite a lot, but when we look further down and we go onto this panel, I've never seen it this bad before. This is exactly why you should use knotting solution. We're going to start by scraping these knots. Just let me give you a close-up of the sticky wax that's coming out of these knots. Can you see how it's stuck to my finger? When we're scraping the knots, make sure we scrape a good area around it so we fully expose the knot. If you would like to know how to paint a bare wood skirting board, please feel free to check out the card on the top right hand corner of the screen, or you can wait till the end of the video where it will pop up on an end screen. What we're going to do now is set about scraping this panel. I've never seen this type of damage from a knot before that's on this panel. After giving it the once over with a scraper, I still aren't happy with it, so what I'm deciding to do is come in from a different angle. I'm getting the scraper and I'm trying to push it right underneath the wax and push it off the sort of edge of the panel to get the wax off, and this seems to be working. Sometimes you've just got to use trial and error and sheer persistence. As I'm scraping the wax, it's actually getting onto my scraper and I'm having to clean my scraper on the corkboard as I go along. I'll just let you see the wax on the corkboard. I will give you a close-up of it at some point. Now I'm just going to scrape it the other way, like where that lip would be, just to go a little bit further than what I need to go to make sure I've got it all. Just like when we were scraping the knots and we scraped a bigger area around the knots. Now I've scraped all the wax off, I'm just going to give it a sand down with some neat 80 grit sandpaper. If you would like to purchase some of the tools or similar tools that are used for this task, please feel free to check out the links in the description below. Once we've sanded, we give it a dust down with a dust brush. Then we apply the first of 2 coats of knotting solution. And here's a close-up of all the wax that we scraped off. Once the knotting solution's had about an hour to dry, I apply a second coat of the knotting solution. Once the second coat of knotting is dry, I then spot prime it with some shellac base Zinsser B.I.N primer sealer stain killer. Once the Zinsser is dry, I'll get my worn down 80 grit sandpaper and I'll give it a light sand down, then I'll dust it off, ready for filling. I've just noticed a potential bit that could bleed through, so I'm just making sure and just putting a little bit more knotting solution on it. What we need to do now is fill it. See where we scrape the knots away, there's little indentations, and where we scrape the panel there's like a step from the bare wood bit to the painted bit, so that needs filling out. If you would like to know how to mix 2-part filler, please feel free to check out the card on the top right hand corner of the screen, or you can wait till the end of the video where it will pop up on an end screen. Now with the neat 80 grit sandpaper, we need to give this 2-part filler a good sand down, making sure we feather out the edges when we sand. Then we just give it a dust off and then it'll be ready for undercoating. Now we'll give it all a good solid coat of undercoat, which will be a good base for the black gloss. And just to let you know, once the undercoat was dry, I did give it a light sand down with some worn down 80 grit sandpaper before I glossed it. And this is it, all finished after having a coat of black gloss. And that is why you should use knotting solution. If you've got anything from this video, please like, share, subscribe. Please hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of any future videos. And please feel free to leave a comment down below in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.